Hello and welcome to GPJ for Stargate SG-1 episode 13 season 7 Grace. That was a lot, wasn't it? That felt like a lot. Anyway, I'm doing answer 4. Is that strange nebula? Did I say strange or strong? It looks like strange. I don't know why it would be strong nebula. Although it is a strong nebula, so... Either way, makes sense. This refers to the nebula that they fly into to get away from random Ashen spaceship thing. And is this a strange nebula? For one thing, it's very small. Nebula are usually huge, like vast. You can't rarely figure out how big nebula are. Size terms of space just doesn't really work. Even the term light year doesn't really. You can't really think about light year. Like for one end of our solar system to another end of our solar system, that's not even a light year. It's is it a light month or something? Oh, John, help me out here. It depends. It's about 9,000 million kilometers. If you're counting from the furthest planet, that's Neptune, by the way. If you're counting from the very edge of the, or what we think is the comet or the Oort cloud, then it could be as much as 29,000 million kilometers. It's roughly 200 AUs. AUs being the distance between the Earth and the Sun. A light year is approximately 9 trillion kilometers, or about 6 trillion miles. So not really close. However, it is said that the Sun, our star, could actually, its influence could actually reach the 1 light year mark, or possibly beyond that. Its gravitational effects definitely do reach over a light year. Thanks. I'm going to go with AU, astronomical unit, which is basically the distance between Earth and the Sun, our closest star, the Sun, and that's an AU. And basically a nebula could be thousands, if not sometimes millions of AUs, and it's crazy, you know. So you can't get your head around the size of nebulas, like hundreds of light years across. It's ridiculous. It's just crazy. And this one seems to be dinky in the fact that purely from the perspective of one shot in the episode, which is basically the big gas cloud is out the window and it's basically getting bigger, and this is supposed to tell us that we are moving towards it and stuff like that. Now, it wouldn't be just like this big in the camera. It wouldn't be this big. It would be like filling the entire screen of the windscreen of the spaceship, and it isn't. It's like that, and you can see it getting bigger and coming closer, and that's it. And that's weird in itself, because this means that it's probably a result of like a very, very small star exploding somehow, and that's crazy in itself. It's just that, because you still wouldn't see the thing getting that close unless you were moving at incredible speeds, way faster than the speed of light. It's impossible. Sorry, random run. I know why they did it, and it is scientific inaccuracy, but I would argue that Stargate as a whole, apart from their weird thing with black holes, which I'm not going to get into, is fairly accurate in the way it portrays things. Oh God, yeah, I forgot about the thing where the Pegasus Galaxy and the Milky Way Galaxy are like right next to fucking each other. But I'll get into that whenever I do another Atlantis episode. And oh my God, this thing it's crazy. What other point was I trying to make? It's dense. It's incredibly dense. If you're in a nebula, you don't really know that you're in a nebula because, like, the bits of gas are so stretched far away from each other that you wouldn't be able to tell. You'd just be in a nebula. I mean, we can't even see nebulas properly. We can't see nebulae. Nebulas? Nebulae. We can't even see them properly. They would... all of the nebulas that we can see from Earth are from either radio telescopes, infrared telescopes, or otherwise, you know. They're not just normal telescopes that are picking up this. They're colour enhanced and very pretty and stuff like that. Because if we could see nebula just by looking up at the sky would be amazing. I mean, it would be colourful as shit. It would be amazing. Shit isn't that colourful. But you know what I mean. It would be super impressive. There would be blues everywhere. Apparently, that's what hydrogen looks like. It looks like vast blue gas cloud. But still, crazy. So we wouldn't even see that we were in a nebula. But even if we could see, we wouldn't be able to see the gas basically blocking bits of the camera, and our ship being like behind it, because there would be no gas. You'd just see spaceship, you know. You would just see the spaceship. You wouldn't see anything else. So it's very dense. It's very small, and it is toxic. No, it's corrosive. Isn't that what I wrote? It's got a very fluid-like movement, and it's very, very corrosive. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I wrote. I wrote that. Sorry, my notes have... I've spilled crap on I've spilled drink on my notes. So basically I can't really read that properly. But yeah. They've got a very... It's also got a fluid-like movement to it. It's moving very, very quickly and stuff like that. And again, space stuff doesn't move that fast. Or at least we wouldn't perceive it moving that fast because we are crappy humans that can't really detect movement that's moving super slow all the time. It just doesn't work. I mean, you can see my hand moving, but it's slower than this. You know, we wouldn't be able to perceive this. It would be. It's just too slow. So when we see it like fluidy movement of gases, kind of impossible. I guess you could argue that like the ship, when it came in, created some turbulence in the nebula and stuff, and that is kind of possible if you listen to what they're saying in the episode. But scientific inaccuracy, you know, bullshit. And it's made up of corrosive bullshit as well. That basically is extremely hard to have an accumulative corrosive effect on things. If you're in a nebula and it's got a gaseous acid, then and you fly through it in your ship that's made of stuff that would be dissolved by acid, then it wouldn't do much, because like I said before, it's space. The distance between gas particles in space, impossible. Just no. Just no. But this is a weird nebula, so again, it's getting off. I'm not that fussed about it, mainly because I really like the episode, but scientific inaccuracy. So there we go. It's a strange nebula. It's small, really small. It's dense, really dense. It's fluid and active and movie. Rarely fluid, actively movie.
and it's got a strange composition, really super strange composition. I would go far to say that this is an artificial nebula. This nebula was probably created completely by accident, probably by a race that basically was storing some really harmful bullshit, nasty stuff, and flew into space, and then everybody had to evacuate because there was some kind of weird engine failure or something, or it was breaching, or the reactor was becoming critical or something, and they got the fuck out of there. And basically, it might have even been in a Shen ship. That's probably why that ship was there. That ship was there to pick up the survivors of that thing, and then it exploded, and it released all of this chemical nonsense bullshit in space, and that's probably what it is. You know, that's the reason why all of this happened, because a Shen cargo ship was taking over some horrible nasty shit, and it was taking some horrible nasty shit somewhere else, and then exploded and created this horrible nebula that's really super strange, that is small, and it's dense, and it's full of horrible nasty stuff. You know, that's got to be the explanation. So yeah, there's your answer. Enjoy.
It's a solid thing.